Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really zeroing in on something pretty fundamental for, well, any business. It's about how they actually manage to turn potential customers into, loyal ones, especially how digital stuff plays out in the real world. So for this deep dive, we've got a couple of interesting sources. One's all about bottom of funnel marketing, and the other is a case study looking at the impact of digital marketing on purchasing decisions in Jordan.
Our mission really is to unpack these. We want to pull out the key strategies and maybe some surprising reasons why certain things work to drive sales. So you can see what works and why.
Exactly. We're looking at those really crucial final steps in the customer journey.
Yeah.
That moment where someone goes from just interested to actually, buying something. And understanding how businesses handle that phase and which digital channels really click, that can make all the difference.
Okay, so let's unpack this first idea then, converting interest into action. What are businesses actually doing at that final stage to seal the deal? How do they stop leads just wandering off? Yeah, that's exactly where bottom of funnel marketing comes in. It's quite different from the broad awareness stuff you do earlier on. This needs to be much more precise. It's really about two main things. First, giving potential customers all the information, the resources they need to feel comfortable making a decision. And second, at the same time, actively removing any roadblocks, any friction that might stop them from actually clicking buy. If you ignore this stage, well, you just lose sales. Even if you brought in lots of leads initially, this is where the earlier investment really pays off,
Right. And you mentioned a company that's apparently nailed this, Warby Parker, the glasses folks. They seem to have built their whole thing around making buying super smooth.
Oh, absolutely. The source really holds them up as a prime example. Their home try-on program. That's classic bottom of funnel thinking. They send you, up to 5 pairs of glasses to try at home before you commit.
Which is huge for glasses, right? You need to know how they feel, how they look.
Exactly. Just takes away that uncertainty, that risk you feel buying something so personal online. It's convenient, sure, but it's more about removing that specific obstacle. Very personalized, too.
And they also have that virtual try-on thing, don't they, with the AR?
Yeah, the augmented reality tool, which again helps you visualize it, makes the decision feel, I suppose, more concrete, less abstract.
Yeah, so you can see them on your face without actually having them there. Clever.
It is clever. And they back it up with a really seamless checkout and apparently excellent customer service, too, all part of removing friction.
Okay, so what was the result of all this focus? Did it actually work for Warby Parker?
Well, according to the source, yes, significantly. They boosted their conversion rates quite a bit, drove more sales, effectively turned those interested people into actual paying loyal customers. It really shows how focusing intently on that final stage, making it easy and reassuring, pays dividends. It's a testament to that approach.
That makes sense. Bridging that gap between online ease and the physical reassurance you need.
Okay, so that's one specific company's targeted approach. But how does this whole digital marketing thing play out more broadly, especially in maybe different markets? This next source sounds interesting.
It really is. It shifts our focus to a case study from Jordan. Jordan, developing country, Middle East, population around 10 million. It gives us a snapshot of how digital is shaping consumer behavior there.
And you've got some stats here from We Are Social and Hootsuite.
That's right.
73% of people using the internet, 67% on social media like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Those are pretty high numbers.
They are indeed. It tells you straight away that digital channels are, they're essential for reaching consumers in Jordan. You have to be where they are.
So what did this specific study look at?
It focused on a local e-commerce platform, souk.com. Now, they analyzed data from 500 customers, people who actually bought something between January and March 2022. The goal was to see, how much digital marketing directly influenced their decision to buy. And what was the verdict? Did digital marketing matter?
Oh, definitely. The headline finding is that 60% of the customers surveyed said digital marketing influenced their purchase. So a clear majority.
Okay, that's significant. But what kind of digital marketing was most effective?
This is where it gets really interesting, Sarah.
Exactly, because the number one technique wasn't necessarily what you might guess first.
I want
Email marketing.
Email. Really?
Yep. About 35% of the customers made a purchase because of an email marketing campaign they'd received.
Wow. Okay, what about social media, given those high usage stats?
Social media is definitely important, vital even. Around 30% made a purchase based on a social media ad, so still very significant. But email just edged it out as the most effective single channel in this specific study for this group.
That's fascinating. Email's still king, even with all the buzz around social. Does the study suggest why email might be punching above its weight there? Well, it doesn't explicitly state the why, but it certainly makes you think, doesn't it? The sort of surprising insight is that email outperforms social in this context, even with high social media use. It could suggest that maybe in some markets like Jordan, the directness of email, perhaps the perceived trust or exclusivity, cuts through the noise better.
Maybe less ad fatigue compared to a constant social feed.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's seen as a more formal channel for actual transactions. We don't know for sure from this data alone. But the implication for businesses there is clear. You need digital marketing, and you should definitely be investing strategically in email alongside your social media efforts to really drive growth.
Okay, so we've got Warby Parker meticulously smoothing out the final purchase steps, and then this Jordan case showing the broad impact of digital, but with email surprisingly leading the charge. So what's the big takeaway here? What does this all mean for, someone trying to understand marketing or even just us as consumers?
I think it really highlights that focused, data-driven strategies work. Whether it's Warby Parker obsessing over removing risk at the very end of the funnel, or understanding which specific channels, like email and Jordan, are actually moving the needle in a particular region. Knowing these details, these specifics, is absolutely key. It's not just about doing digital marketing. It's about doing the right kind in the right way at the right time. Both the micro behaviors and the macro trends matter.
Right. So to kind of wrap up, we saw the power of those bottom of funnel strategies, removing obstacles, providing information like Warby Parker's try-on programs, making it easy, basically. And then the Jordan study showed the clear, measurable impact of digital channels overall, but with that interesting twist about email's effectiveness there alongside social media's crucial role.
Exactly. And maybe a final thought to leave you with, building on this. Consider how these tools and channels, the ones that influence us, might vary. Not just by country, like we saw with Jordan, but maybe for different types of products, a car versus clothes, for example. What does that mean for businesses trying to craft strategies that actually work in this super complex global digital world? And maybe just think about your own experiences. How are you influenced as a consumer by these very things every day, often without even realizing it?
Definitely food for thought. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive.